Hello and welcome to Fellowship of Geeks. I'm Jim.
I'm Diane.
Today we're going to talk about Happy Gilmore 2. Is it a bogey?
Or a birdie?
Stick around and find out on our full review. By the way, there will be spoilers, so if you haven't gotten around to seeing it yet,
this is your warning. Spoiler alert warning.
We don't want to turn you away if you haven't seen it yet, but go watch Happy Gilmore 2. Love to know what you thought. If you've seen it already, please leave us a comment, like, and definitely subscribe to the channel for more of our reviews and views on all those geeky fellowship topics out there. Diane, what'd you think of Happy Gilmore 2?
I'm going to call it a birdie. I definitely liked it a lot. I have that right. Do I have my golf terms right?
You do. You're man, you get a birdie every time you're getting the Tour Championship Cup.
Right? Like it may be edging towards an eagle. I guess you can't have an in-between. You could be a double birdie. No, that's the other way.
No, you can be a double eagle.
It could be a double
eagle.
Good
luck with getting one of those.
Okay.
I tend to go more of double bogeys or like turkeys, but I think it's like a quadruple bogey or something like that.
Now I'm all confused in the sports analogy that we're making about it.
As long as we're not mixing them, like oh, it's a 2-run homer. Don't mix your sports metaphors, Diane.
That really irritates me. All right. Well, I definitely thought it was a winner. We'll talk about, what did you think?
I really enjoyed it. I would say it was a birdie, but the opening, it kind of hung on the edge of the cup there a little bit with some of the things that occurred in that opening. I was really, really disappointed to see that Virginia had, here's your big spoiler, had passed away, and old Happy and the kids were on their own with Uncle John Daly.
I understand the plot device as it developed, but I did not understand when it was taking place. And I'm not sure you couldn't have had the rest of the movie even if you'd had her live.
Yeah, I was like,
they wouldn't be as destitute, I guess.
I was like, oh my gosh, you've hit into a water hazard. Like, you're way in over your head. You're in the rough. You're not. I'm like, I was pissed. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? She really had some great heart and soul. I liked her in Hubie Halloween as well, another Adam Sandler movie.
Right.
I'm like, what are you thinking? Now, they did do some, like, callbacks and, like, have some, I don't know, dream sequence kind of where she came to him and helped him out, but I was disappointed with that initial choice, and I wasn't going to turn it off, but I was like, oh, I'm not going to like this. I'm not happy now.
Given the fact that there were several characters from the first one who have passed away, the actors have passed away, it seemed almost unnatural to then take her out of it.
It was bad enough that we lost Carl Weathers as Chubbs, and I think the initial plan was to have him play a bigger role.
I had understood that as well, that he would reprise his role as well. I thought all of those dream sequences and callbacks to and reusing footage was really well done. I liked the turn then to have Chubb's kid come back and give advice. John Daly, though, just like he may have made the film.
Uncle John stole the show. I mean, he absolutely stole the show, and I understand his health is not awesome, so he was often lounging, reclining. He has some health struggles.
But it didn't seem unnatural.
It did not seem unnatural for what you know about John Daly.
Drunk John Daly sitting in a chair seemed to fit really well.
Absolutely fit. And again, just his spirit, his attitude. And it was like, oh my gosh, Uncle John. Of course he's Uncle John, whether there was, some weird familiar relation. They never really expand on that story, but all the kids called him Uncle John.
But I was just thinking, it fits really well if John is clearly not playing golf any longer. And so it fits so well to have a down on the outs golfer rooming with a down on the outs golfer. That made perfect sense. And that then Daly would find another way to participate by being kind of an uncle figure in the house with the kids. Really it fit well. It worked.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, he stole the show. He was one of my favorite parts in that. While didn't make up for losing Julie Bowen as Virginia, like certainly helped, and again really stole the show, kind of the way Carl Weathers stole the show in the original.
So, what did you think? Did you recognize while it was going on? And then what did you think of the casting of so many of Adam Sandler's children in the film?
Like until I went and like looked at who they were. I mean, I don't follow him on social media, and I think he's always to some extent sheltered them, especially when they were younger, from the spotlight.
Agreed.
So didn't know, but and then see the credits run, and I'm like, oh well, that's cool. But again, one of my dreams is always to be Adam Sandler's friend,
Right.
Because whatever movie he's making, he's going to cast you in some crazy role. I'm like, I would love to be Adam Sandler's friend. Sign me up. Of all like the Hollywood actors out there, and superstars. I'm like Harrison Ford's friend. I'm like, I don't really want to get in a plane or helicopter crash. I'm good. I mean, and there's no like he is absolutely top of the list, because you're always going to get some work out of him.
Right.
And he seems like a genuinely fun guy. So it would be fun to be his friend.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, sign me up. Like you're looking for some adult friends there, Adam Sandler. Call me up. I'll be your buddy. We'll be friends, and I would be happy to play whatever crazy role you want me to. I don't know if I can do quite do the.
Can you make
Steve,
the one eye go crazy?
I can make the one eye go crazy, but I can't do crazy eyes like Steve Buscemi did. So that's not going to happen.
So we talked previously in our podcast about summer releases. We talked about Steve Buscemi playing kind of a straight guy in Wednesday. So far, right? So far. So what did you think of his portrayal? Because he is one of those Adam Sandler friends. Often does, we discussed, plays crazy really well. What did you think of him back in Happy Gilmore 2?
As the bad nutty neighbor.
Right.
I was like, oh, Steve Buscemi's in this, and he's playing a kind of crazy role. Box checked, moving on. Like, I'm happy about that, because we'll get to the end and be like, well, who the hell did Steve Buscemi play? Like, where was his like why wasn't he in it? So was glad to see him in it. Wasn't stand out, like doesn't jump out to me and be like, oh man, that was a great role
and
for
wasn't
him.
a huge role,
right?
It again was one of those, oh yeah, it's a friend of Adam Sandler's, he got a part in the film, but it was very in the box of what Steve Buscemi plays usually. Right. So
yeah, no big stretch there. And the other kind of disappointment again with the loss of Carl Weathers. They did some nice callbacks, and some of the the dreamy sequences are looking into heaven. That was kind of nice. Having Chubb's kid, like that whole scene just played weird to me.
I do wonder if there were some better choices. Like, we had so many other great golfers in the film.
Right.
And we had so many other great characters in the film. Chubb's kid didn't even seem like he was being very successful in the miniature golf realm he was in.
Right. And again, I'm sure it was a rewrite or an add-on to the script.
I'm sure.
With the loss of Carl Weathers. But it almost felt forced, and I'm like, there was so much other good stuff going on. Like you could have done that differently, better, or you could have left it out, and I wouldn't have been like, oh, where's the weird putt scene with Chubbs or Chubb's ghost, or like something. I'm glad they didn't like CGI him in or do something really crass like that. But that one, like that of everything that happened in the movie, all the callbacks and all the different cameos and guest stars, that was the only part that really left me flat. Speaking of not flat, did you enjoy the juxtaposition where in the original Happy was the anti, PGA?
Right.
Oh, we don't need these people in golf, and their beer helmets.
We're gonna play it hockey style, and people are gonna cheer.
Right, and like we don't need that in golf. And then with the obvious lampooning and over the top kind of exaggeration, taking shots at live golf and some of those other things. That then Happy goes from being, the bad goat, like, oh, we don't need this in golf.
Happy is now the savior of traditional golf.
Traditional golf, and that just, I loved that juxtaposition. I'm not like, oh my gosh, live golf is awful, and I want the stodgy Masters. There's something very classic and clean about the Masters. I as much as I would love to go wander through Augusta National, I don't think I'm like that's a lot of rules. Not that they'd ever invite me. Be like, sure, and
Right.
I'm not gonna pay that kind of money to get a pass to go wander through. I would love to see it, but just all the rules and the over the top stodginess, I'm like, oh, this place needs a little Happy Gilmore. But I don't know that, and I watched a little bit of Live Golf. It's okay. It doesn't seem that different. It's weird watching the players wear shorts and people cheering, except for the polite golf clap after somebody makes or like that the celebration when somebody wins like a major tournament.
Now, my favorite part of Live Golf is that so many of the golfers are mic'd up. And we've seen that across many sports recently where you'll get to interact or talk for a short period of time. But so many of the golfers are mic'd up in Live Golf. I like that part. Ooh.
I don't mess my camera there. Come on, Mel.
I like that part. So I appreciated kind of the tongue-in-cheek and the pun about it. I liked that Happy then was the defender of traditional golf. And the absurdness of how far their competitor golf league went, kind of that absurdity to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
And there were certainly other satires that they poked fun at that our teen got that I wasn't getting.
Right.
But they were so poignant. He got them right away and right off the bat. He's like, oh, yeah, that was a direct hit to X, Y, Z. I was like, oh.
Right, yeah, there were some of those, and I'm like, those went right over my head, even though my reflexes are really quick. I was like, oh, that's lampooning this. Well, I've heard of that, or I know who that person is, but I didn't know that was a shot.
Right.
So I'm like, yay, thanks for bringing something to the table. Besides your appetite.
Besides his appetite. No, yeah, it was fun to see. And then, he was still happy though. He's still wearing the hockey jersey. Right. He's not wearing traditional clothes, even to the dinner.
Right.
He didn't wear completely traditional wear. Mm-hmm. That dinner was fantastic. How many other golfers, golfers, not the golfers.
Want me to kill all the golfers?
How many golfers could you name when you were watching that scene?
So I don't follow golf as closely as I used to. With Phil going over to Live Golf and getting a little older now. Don't follow it as closely.
We're gonna have to start watching the seniors golf soon to know anybody we know.
Oh, Lord, that's sad. I did recognize Scotty Scheffler, Roy McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau. Trying to think, there were a couple other top, but I mean they had, if not all the top golfers. I couldn't rattle off who's top 10 right now. I mean, I know Scotty Scheffler's number 1.
Right.
But
to also get Lee Trevino and Jack
Lee Trevino
Nicklaus,
came back, who was awesome in the first one, and was a happy detractor in the first movie, to almost be a happy cheerleader, and then the scene with Jack Nicklaus, and Freddie Couples and all the super seniors, right. Even. Rooting for Happy and all sitting there together.
And I was so impressed at watching them poke fun at themselves.
Right. And the whole arc with Scotty Scheffler getting rearrested from his run-in years ago when they were in Louisville.
I forgot about that.
I think it was the PGA Championship.
Right.
And to have that much self-awareness and to be able to poke fun at yourself.
And self-deprecation.
Right.
Yes.
And just be like, okay, this is funny. It wasn't funny then, and it was the dumbest misunderstandings. And for as much as I thought, this guy's an ass at the time, turns out he's not, and it was just a series of things that got out of hand. He wasn't like, I'm the super golfer and I can do whatever I want.
No,
and didn't understand the situation, a lot of stuff. But then to kind of watch that and see his career kind of redeem and watch the up and down as he got more comfortable with himself. Mm-hmm. It felt like during the whole movie. And I knew he was on the upswing when they made the movie, but I mean, he was definitely top 5, but like to have him kind of peeking through the movie at the same time he is the number 1 golfer in the world was just really, really cool. So that was a neat moment, and just seeing all the other top golfers, like that they got so many would want to be involved in a project like this. And kind of didn't see a lot of live golfers come over, so that was kind of interesting, but I'm not sure what that says. But again, it's interesting. So yeah, I'm not like, oh, live golf is the death of traditional golf and should be done away with. But it was funny to see them take it to the nth degree and just really as crazy. I mean, they made it almost like wrestling style, or XFL taken to the extreme, like really crazy over the top. And so it was kind of fun to see the lengths they would try to go to get more viewership and engage younger viewers. And I think you watch any great golfer playing a great round of golf, you have to be captivated, because you go out there and swing the clubs. Oh, it looks easy, and you go out there and smack the ball around. It's like, it's not so easy to do it, and they're not playing on some little municipal course. They're playing on the best courses in the world, and those are just ridiculously hard.
And golf surprisingly continues to be a really popular sport. We were out this morning. The golf course by our house was jam-packed.
The weather was perfect, but I was
weather's perfect. It was jam-packed, though.
Outing or something going on? Nope. It was just everybody wanted to go out and play golf.
And golf continues to be one of those sports. Like if you played football in high school or college, there is not always a rec league you can go play football with.
Unless your name's Tom Brady, you're not taking any snaps after you turn 40.
Right. You can play baseball, and there may be a rec league or a beer league you can go play softball with as you get older. But golf is one of those sports that most people do get better as they get older. And because you play so much of it individually, you can just continue playing as time goes on.
And it is such a mental game, and all about it's you versus you. Yeah, it's you versus the course. And clubs and weather and things can play a role, and the course certainly plays a role, but it's you versus you, and just the amount of mental pressure and strength and grit you have to have. And I can't even imagine doing it professionally and playing on some of those just insanely great courses. But yeah, just the mental discipline it takes. And
which
something that
is the essence of this film. Right. Can you get over and can you get through really hard things that happen in life because something's important?
And you take all those whatever's going on in your life, and some people are good about putting those in the box. I'll never forget For the Love of the Game. And in the final scene or the final game where Kevin Costner's about to retire, and he's pitching, he goes out there and he's like, mental thing on or whatever, and like everything is quiet, and I'm like that, and I'm sure there's lots of professional athletes that can turn that off, and then he gets further into the game and all of a sudden that's not working, and he has to really dig deep and think back to just playing catch their dad. Just throw the ball in the mitt. And we tell kids that playing Little League all the time. Like, don't worry about striking this guy out. Don't worry about anybody else. Throw the ball to the mitt. Everything else will take care of itself.
But it is really hard. So we were having a conversation earlier this week with our little guy. So as we were cleaning out, we're finding lots of little pieces of older things. So we had found an old MP3 player. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is like the one that we put music on that I'd use to meditate when we were practicing for the high red belts and black belt tests.
Yep.
I said, awesome. I remember all those music. He's like, yeah, I remember sitting in the corner, meditating before the black belt test. And I had my music going and I was very quiet. And all of a sudden, Master Mike is talking to the rest of the class over, look at Connor. This is what you guys are all supposed to be doing. You should be focusing and meditating. And he said, all I could think was, be quiet, Master Mike. I'm trying to meditate and I can't meditate while you're talking about me.
So, but yeah, being able
to he understood that, right? He understood that it does take that kind of focus where you block other things out. And the noise of the class, he could block out directly using his name. He's like, it just kept invading using my name like that. But blocking out that detritus type of noise, and being able to focus on what you're doing is a real challenge. And not to get philosophical, as we have kind of that immediate gratification that comes up in children where, everything has a sound with it, everything has a noise with it, you're immediately gratified, everything's a 30-second blip on a device. Tuning that out to focus on something longer becomes really challenging to do. And so I think this movie was a great example of, no matter what else happens in the middle, you can learn to do that again. And you can learn to succeed in that again.
And just overcoming adversity is that bigger picture there. And I mean, everybody has their adversity, and you go out and, you get the clubs out. And I think the quiet of golf, I'm like, oh, everybody hush. They're up on the tee box. I'm like, for God's sake, somebody talk or drink your beer or burp or, snap a tee, like make some noise, because they're all just staring at you. And there is no pressure in the world, even if it's just the 3 other people in your foursome and you're playing, with your buddies or whatever. There is no pressure in the world like standing on that first tee and teeing off. And it feels like the weight of the world is on you and everybody's watching you. And even if you hit it great, you're like, oh, thank God I didn't screw that up. And if you hit a worm burner or slice it or, whatever, and don't hit it well, and your buddies are, going to good naturedly give you a hard time.
Right.
But, the 6 foursomes behind are like, oh, geez, we're going to be playing behind this idiot all day. And I'm like, oh, my God. And you could, go out and have the best round of your life. But that teeing off on that first shot the pressure there is ridiculous. And so being able to turn that off and just shows the mental aspects and just overcoming that adversity. Hey, did you have a good day? Did you have a bad day? Well, who cares? You're standing there and the whole world's watching you.
Right.
And everybody's quiet. It's so quiet. And you're like, make some noise, talk. Be like, say miss at noon and something to break that silence.
Yeah, I don't know that I could go to a golf tournament because I don't know that I can be that quiet.
Well, yeah, that's the other problem. Like, we're sitting there like, oh my God, would you stop talking? I have things to say. All right, so besides John Daly's cameo, he didn't have a cameo. He had a starring role, if you ask me. Anybody else stick out to you from all the other, like, little kind of one-hit cameos and things for folks that were in the movie, or things that caught you by surprise? You're like, oh, that's surprising for an Adam Sandler movie.
Not as much surprising, and it was not something I caught during the film. I did have to see somebody else talk about it, to be honest. But the tribute that Adam Sandler paid to, is it Cameron Dove, that had played his son in Grown Ups and passed away.
Yes.
And so to have that tribute in this film as well was really just very touching and very special. I thought that was really neat. And kudos to the people who picked up on it the first time through. And sorry that I didn't see that, but I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, it was nice that they had the heavenly scene with Carl Weathers and Grandma and Bob Barker. That was kind of a cool way to put a bow on all those other people that had played a role. Lee Trevino was a lot of fun.
Lee Trevino's
I was
always fun.
glad to see him back. He's a golfer,
I mean, it was fun to watch Travis Kelce kind of play not a nice guy.
Travis Kelce is the sports world version of Pedro Pascal, in my opinion. I was like, oh God, not Travis Kelce. Hell, have his brother on there.
Well, his dad was in it too.
Yeah, I was.
And so I wonder if his dad's a golfer, because I don't think Travis Kelce is a golfer.
Every professional athlete's a golfer. They're probably not that good, but
it was fun to kind of have that nod to him. It did make me wonder: is this like casting Pedro Pascal in something? You know?
Right, I was just like,
have him. Everybody will come watch it because Travis Kelce's in it.
Right.
And maybe he'll bring Taylor Swift and she'll make a cameo. No one will know.
That's right. She was spectator 47.
Isn't that exactly how their relationship goes right now?
An entourage. Cool. Well, if you've seen Happy Gilmore 2, tell us what you think in the comments. Did you like it? Did you love it? Is it an eagle? Is it a birdie?
What was your favorite Easter egg?
Was it a bogey? What's your favorite callback or piece or cameo? Who was your favorite golfer? Were they an awesome actor, or were they just playing themselves in kind of that that fish out of water, we would love to see. And if you haven't seen Happy Gilmore 2, go check that out
Definitely.
on Netflix. It is it's worth the couple hours, and have your kiddos with you, and they'll catch things you'll miss if you're a little more seasoned like we are.
That's right. They're Descendants fans. They would have caught that right away.
That's right. They'll catch those others. So thank you for joining us. And if you go out and hit some little white balls today, may they go where you want them to go. Thanks for joining us on Fellowship of Geeks. I'm Jim.
I'm Diane.
Thank you.